Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation Casino Royale, turn number 2. So it's January of 37, 2.2 for the CCP and 2.3 for the Soviet Union. So just a little bit of housekeeping real quick. So over here in Mongolia, I forgot the Mongolian recruitment roll last turn, so a 4 or less hits there. We went ahead and PBE'd that, and I believe it was a 9, so no recruitment there for Mongolia. And then for the Soviet Union, I do get a tech roll each turn for, I believe it's having all of my cities. So I forgot that last turn, so I'm going to go ahead and roll two tech rolls this turn. That's up until I hit 15 IPP, and then my tech rolls are based on my major factories. But up until then, 1 per turn. Okay, so that's it for housekeeping. We do have the game about 95% set up now. I think I've just got like Hungary, Bulgaria, Romania, and the Netherlands left to set up. So the game's looking a lot better. Okay, on to the CCP. So we do have 4 IPP to spend, and we're going to save 2 and spend 2. So the 2 we're going to spend is going to go over here to try to influence Singhai. So we do border Singhai with 2 territories, Shensi and Suyan. So that's a 2 on the die roll. And then with the 2 IPPs, that gives us a 4. So we need a 4 or less to influence Singhai. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. A 2. There you go. We are running pretty hot here with the CCP. Okay, so, and if I forgot to mention it, no, there were no attacks this turn. So we do influence Singhai, so I'll switch out those units there. And it's not worth any money, but that does give us a 3rd territory. So now for the recruitment roll, we need a 3 or less. So let's go ahead with the recruitment roll, a 7. So no recruitment. But we do get some more forces. Okay, so non-combat, we're going to move the cavalry from Suyan down to Shensi, and same thing with both infantry are going to go down. So we're just going to leave behind the 2 militia there in Suyan. So that's it. Oh, income. So we spent 2 and saved 2, and the CCP is sitting at 3, so that gives us 5 to spend next turn. So for forces, disposition, in Suyan we have 2 militia. In Singhai we have an infantry, a militia, and a cavalry. And in Shensi we have 2 militia, 2 infantry, 2 cavalry, 2 mountain infantry. So that should be it for the CCP. On to the Soviet Union. So they have 8 IPP to spend, and they're not going to spend any of it. They're saving all 8. Okay, so for and over here I set aside some die to remind me of some rolls. So this first die here, 4 or less, is for the Mongolian recruitment roll. 6 or less here is going to be for the Spanish recruitment roll. I'm currently only at 5 territories, but there's a walk-on I can do. This D6 is for my income increase, and then tech is going to be 2 rolls at 7 or higher for improved factories. Okay. Also, I guess we do have 1 purchase. The French generously lend-leased us 2 IPP, so we are going to go ahead and use that to get a militia and put that here in Catalonia. Okay, so that is purchases. The 1 attack was a walk-on, so this infantry in Madrid is going to come out to Western Andalusia and take that. So that now gives us 6 territories. Catalonia, Madrid, Western Andalusia is 3, and then these 3 down here over in Africa there. Okay, so non-combat, we're going to go ahead and fly the medium bomber and the fighter to Madrid. And that's it for Spain. I'll get a sculpt to put down the militia there in Catalonia. We do have a recruitment roll. So yes, we have 6 territories, so a 6 or less here in Spain. a 1 does succeed. So we're going to put down 2 more militia in Madrid. Okay, and that's it for Spain. So let's do, well, we'll got 1 more non-combat, I guess. This coastal sub here in M2 is going to come over to A44. Okay, so, yeah, that's it. Okay, so here in Spain, the disposition of forces real quick before we get to the Soviet Union. Catalonia is 1 militia. Western Andalusia is an infantry. Madrid is 4 militia, a fighter, and a medium bomber, heavy cruiser and destroyer in A35, and a coastal sub in A44. Okay, so now let's get to the Soviet Union. So let's do our 2 tech rolls. They're both going to be for improved factories at a 7 or higher. An 8, we succeed. And the second roll, a 12, we succeed. So there you go. So looking pretty good for the common turn for die roll in this turn. Okay, so improved factories up to stage 2. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so on to, there were no attacks, obviously, coming from the Soviet Union. So non-combat, let's start over here in the Far East. We're going to have these units here in Amur, which are 3 infantry and a militia, pull back 1 to Cheetah. And then we got 2 rail moves. We're going to rail this guy in Angara, even though he's close anyways. We're going to rail him 2 to Cheetah. And then this infantry over here in western Kazakhstan is going to rail all the way over to Cheetah. So that's our 2 rail moves. Down here in the South Pacific, we've got a couple of ships. So we're going to go ahead with the torpedo boat destroyer can only move 2. So that's going to go 1, 2 to I-12. The sub can move 1 more space. So that's going to go to I-7. Over here, this coastal sub in, what is that? M10 is going to come down 1 to M7. This sub off of the Crimea is going to come down 1, 2 to M7. Let's see. We've got these 2 infantry in Kalmyskaya. They're going to move down 1 to North Caucasia. And let's see. Got to go around the table to get these other ones. Let's see. These 2 infantry in eastern Ukraine are going to back up 1 to Royale Kursk. This infantry in Tarita is going to move up, back up 1 to eastern Ukraine. This infantry in Yaroslav is going to move up 1 to northern Russia. This infantry in Kaluga Obelisk is going to move up to western Russia. The infantry in northern Belarus is going to move over to western Russia. The light armor in Royale Kursk is going to go 1, 2 to western Russia. The motorized infantry in Stalingrad is going to go 1, 2 to Royale Kursk. I think that's it, except for our ships over here. So it would have been helpful if I would have had the game completely set up, because I forgot about Finland. Not that we have any designs on Finnish territory, but just to be on the safe side, we're going to move some ships back. So the 2 subs in A6 are going to go 1, 2, 3 to, what is that? A14. And then we've got a light cruiser and a destroyer here in A23. What do we want to do with those two? Continue on our journey or head back? How about the light cruiser goes 1, 2, 3 to A12, and the destroyer will continue on its way. So A23, 1, 2, 3, down to A28. Okay, so I think that's it for Russia. We had no units to place. So let's do income. So we do help in our Mongolian recruitment roll. Okay, so first, the Mongolian recruitment roll of 4 or less. An 11 we miss, so no more Mongolians. And then our D6 for our income increase, a 3. So right smack dab in the middle of average. Okay, so let's go ahead and move our income up from 4 to 7. I would have preferred higher, of course, but I guess I can't complain too much. It's average. Okay, so for income, Russia saved all 8, and we're at 7, so that's 15. So they should have $15 next turn. Okay, so $15. Okay, as far as disposition of forces, let's go over here. There is a fleet sub in I-7, a torpedo boat destroyer in I-12, in the Far East here in Cheetah, we have a militia and 5 infantry. In Transcaucasia, 2 infantry, 2 militia, or 2 infantry, 2 cavalry. North Caucasia, 2 infantry. An infantry in Stalingrad, an infantry in Kiev, an infantry in eastern Ukraine, an infantry in Smolensk, an infantry in an air transport in Moscow, Orel Kursk, 2 infantry, and 5 motorized. So 5 motorized infantry, 2 infantry. Northern Russia, an infantry. Western Russia, 2 infantry and a light armor. Karelia, a light armor, a cavalry, and I think 3. Yep, 3 infantry. Leningrad didn't change. It's a coastal artillery, a militia, a seaplane, 2 fighters, and a tactical. We got 2 fleet subs in A14. We got a light cruiser in A12. We've got a destroyer in A28. In the Med, we have a fleet and a coastal sub in M7. And then the Crimea was an infantry, a coastal artillery gun, and then in M11 is a heavy cruiser and 2 destroyers. So I believe that covers everything. Turning things over now to Boston Bruce and Japan.